You know, Michael Brown was sort of like a catalyst. It woke a lot of people up. Michael Brown was pivotal due to the investigation that was done in Ferguson that no one really talks about. And today was a 3-year death anniversary of Michael Brown, or murder anniversary, depending on what side you're on. And my purpose of this video is not to relitigate everything in the case, because my comment section will turn into a bloodbath full of cowboy hats on one side, the other side I have fitted New York caps, or I don't know, Nationals hats. I don't know. This is going to get bad, and I don't want it. I don't need that in my life right now. But what I want to say is this. A lot of you are mad at the wrong people. The people who say there has been no justice for Michael Brown. He was killed without any real reason. He was unarmed. He was a distance away. He was shot multiple times. Darren Wilson was not in fear of his life. They're right. And the rest of you are racist bigots who need to get your shit together, frankly. You're horrible. I'm joking. I want to unite you. What I'm trying to tell you is that the people who believe that Michael Brown was illegally approaching an officer, was threatening to kill an officer, was taking his gun and then tried to run and tried to flee or whatever, and the officer was off adrenaline and he was afraid for his life, guess what? Those people did not form that opinion by themselves. They had a lot of help. They had a lot of help from other websites and news programs. And not just news programs, because we always say Fox and CNN and MSNBC, but I'm talking to you about websites too. Compare something you see on Breitbart, compare that same story to what they say on Huffington Post. Man, you won't even know you're looking at the same story. You'll be like, they had the same main people, but Jesus. Gee, there's no relation to these two stories. It's total opposites. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, that we have such lies being told in the media, and not only lies, different commentaries, different opinions, people with different motives. All of them want money. Ever since news became for profit, a profit center, it's been about the dollar. And ever since news entities have gotten into bed with political campaigns and action committees and all this stuff, it's also about power and getting power and all of that gooey, disgusting nonsense, the webs that they weave. So I was hoping, that people would start waking up to it, like when you watch something like, I don't know what's going on with Russia right now, and you see the webs they're weaving with Russia, and it's been going on for like 8-9 months, man, and like there's been no real evidence. If you ask, like, the security people, they said 17, now it's 3 who said it was hacked, and you said, well, you sure? They say, no, we're not sure. You got any direct evidence? They say, no direct evidence. You would think a story that doesn't have direct evidence couldn't run for 9 months. But see, if you look at both of them, you look at the different sides of the story, you'll see the media has been spinning different variations. And when are we going to wake up and realize that that's what happens? So while you're beating up on this guy or that guy or this woman or that woman or whatever, because they don't think the way you do, you're not realizing they're not getting their news. I bet you they're not getting news from the same place you're getting your news. And you know what? Your news is tainted too. Because those people who give it to you got a vested interest in whatever. Yeah, you too. Not just them, you too. All of y'all, all of us are being lied to. All of us are being lied to. So, I'm not here to relitigate Michael Brown case. It's 3 years. But from my opinion, just so you know, if you shoot a man or a woman or anyone, right, who's not an imminent threat to you, who's unarmed and not an imminent threat to you, you've committed murder. Period. I don't care if they robbed a bank. I don't care if they got cigarillos. I don't care if they didn't do nothing but try to get home and you harass them. I don't care why you did it. If someone's far from you with no gun pointed at you and they haven't killed anyone and you don't see them trying to kill somebody else, you got no reason to shoot them 3, 4, 5. Shoot. You don't have a reason to shoot them at all. That's what you're walking, talking for. That's what you're supposed to use. That's what I believe. But see, once again, I don't own all the websites. I'm telling you, it's people who disagree with you, they think some other stuff. Because if you take any time going to these websites and you listen to these news broadcasts, if you did that, if you listen to the opposite of what you believe long enough and you manage not to throw up, you get totally sick, you ruin your new shoes, have to do a lot of cleanup on aisle 2, then you know what I'm talking about. We don't think the same. We don't believe the same. We don't even have the same facts to start with. The fact that we can agree on anything, and I do mean anything, is a miracle. Because the places we get our information are so polar opposite half the time, I don't think you can expect more.